like potentially lose because you're taking it off.
Right.
Like,
or get stolen like Kim Kardashian
big ring
in
life.
Paris.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's big ring life for you.
Big
That's like the
life.
biggest ring life, you know?
I'm literally laid back. Check it out.
Me too.
Laid back.
Always, but it's because I have no core strength, so I can't keep myself up, you know?
I love that.
If I was dating, would I put that on my profile?
Yeah. I'm always laid back because my core strength's at 0. I can't hold myself upright. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to membriash.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Mitch.
We're watching Love is Blind Germany, episode 8.
Episode final?
No.
Minus the reunion.
No. I can't.
Okay.
I'm not having this
Somebody
fight with
commented and said, I'm excited for y'all to react to the reunion. It made me think this is the last episode.
It's not. There's an episode 9. I looked it up.
Oh, you know that. You know that.
I looked it up. God.
You know what
They're
happens?
probably just excited.
Okay,
That's different from this.
Okay. Because nobody actually cares about the weddings.
Nobody cares about the weddings. That's something we all know about Love is Blind. Nobody cares about the weddings.
It's true.
Nobody cares.
You see it in the drop-off. People stop watching towards the end of the season.
They could email us, honestly.
They could email us.
I don't think...
It could have been an email.
Right, I don't think they need to film it.
Yeah.
And then we could get right to the reunion. And that would make everyone happier.
Wait, so it's going to be a finale and then the reunion's coming out later? Or is the finale reunion coming out the same day?
They haven't announced the reunion yet, which is not unusual. So, like, don't freak out. There will be a reunion.
Okay.
The's no way they're not going to do.
You look so tired, dude. I can see it in your eyes. You're like, why am I doing this? That's the look I see in your face right now.
I'm so exhausted.
Usually that's a really rude thing to say, and I want to acknowledge that. But I can see it. I don't know if other people can see as closely as I can. I can see there's just like an angle of the eye, right? That goes from like awake to tired, and you've passed that threshold. No. Anyway.
Okay, what do we have to talk about? Can we just do it? Can we watch the show, or is there more?
Let's do it. Let's just go.
That was a nice clap.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Purveyor of fine claps.
I want to say it was the best feeling of my life, but it wasn't. I just didn't have that moment where I felt like I'd arrived.
Oh, yeah, she's telling him, she's like, I can't get married to you because I put on a dress and I wanted to take it off.
Everyone always says, when you put it on, you feel it.
People say all sorts of things, though, right?
Also, it's like, yeah, I agree with that. And then the expectation that you're going to have this, like, moment, right?
Like
yeah, exactly.
Moment. Like,
right, the angels are going to come down from heaven while you try on a wedding dress.
Yeah.
I do think...
Just because you're laced doesn't mean, like...
Right.
doesn't mean, like, the world suddenly clicks, you know?
I do think it sets people up for failure. That's why I try and have neutral to negative expectations of literally everything. So I'm not upset.
I don't want to spoil either of our coffees. That's good. Neutral to negative expectations.
I do. I started doing it in high school because I realized I was getting too excited and having too many positive expectations.
And they just kept getting
fucked.
And
then when they didn't happen, even if I had a good time, it wasn't good enough because it didn't reach the expectation I had. So now my expectation is just like, something bad might happen.
Millennial coping over here.
Things between us are getting stronger every day.
I'll be meeting your parents soon.
It's bad for everybody, though.
I know. Anyway.
Poor alphas.
Wait, what's that? You know what? Even worse for them, you know what's coming after the alphas?
Betas.
Gen Betas are
They have no chance.
Their name's Gen Beta.
We have to watch the show.
They're never going to survive.
We have to watch the
Alpha
show.
Wars.
We have to watch the show. I'm realizing I don't know what's going on. They look happy.
That's a lie.
You start to worry, what if in 3 months' time she's a different person? What if things change for me?
Do you know the weird thing is I think Alina is... Wow, okay.
Okay.
I don't need to see Ilias, like, practically naked. That shot feels completely unnecessary to me.
Because he's trying to see. Here's the thing that makes me frustrated with shots like that. I'm not a prude when it comes to like people's naked bodies and stuff, but he's clearly trying to cover himself up in order to put his pants on, and the camera's like, oh, sneak a shot of him with his leg exposed.
I agree with you. I don't care, and I'm not prudish about people's bodies. Like, even if everyone,
naked.
if this was a nude show, I would
don't
still
care.
watch it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I've watched Naked and Afraid. I watched that one that they dated.
Again, the naked bike ride. Like this
Right.
region of the United States is not foreign to naked bodies.
No, it's not
Yeah.
the nakedness that bugs me. It's that I can't tell if they've consented to it or not.
Or when they're clearly uncomfortable or avoiding things or
Yeah,
whatever.
but
you
even
know?
if they're not, like, when they use the cameras that are like the behind the scenes cameras, kind of, I'm like, I don't know, man. Do they know that this is being used? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't want people to be exposed on a TV show in ways that they aren't fully aware that they're being exposed in.
I agree.
And for me, the fact that they separated, well, I just felt like it was the worst thing to ever happen.
Oh, so she's got nuclear family marriage trauma.
Oh,
Right.
man. Yeah.
That goes one of two ways, right? And that's often with childhood shit like that. You repeat the pattern or you break it.
Yeah.
And you do everything in your power to be different.
It's also hard because divorce is just hard. Like, I think a
Yeah.
lot of people go in with the intention that they're not going to get divorced, and stuff happens. It's completely outside of, like, your control or what you could have thought of.
Yeah.
Of course, things can just stop working. To reach that point is, I think, the worst thing that can happen.
And then shit gets messy, and then before you know
Yeah.
it, like, kids are watching a really ugly... She does seem really affected.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most vulnerable things that we've seen her
she's
talk
getting
about.
teary-eyed. Yeah.
I think he's handling it pretty well. Oh my gosh,
it's okay, honey.
Oh, I'm going to cry. Stop it. It's too early.
I mean, real shit's coming up for her. The wedding dress isn't clicking. She grew up with a divorced household, or at least at some point in her
And it was traumatic for her.
childhood or young adulthood. Yeah, and it's traumatic. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know that they're showing her sad, but, like, I don't know. They could give her a minute, you know what I mean?
I know.
I learned from them that life always works out differently than you expect. There's no forever promise or guarantee that everything will last.
Yeah, because almost everybody that gets married makes the forever vows. Doesn't mean you make it.
And that's really hard for people.
It is.
Forever is a long time, and it's a lot of years, and people change a lot in that time frame.
I actually
and
don't-
what they want changes.
I don't find serial monogamy that weird.
I don't
Or
either.
monogamy that weird, but like lifetime monogamy, especially
Yeah.
from a young age, even though it's what we're doing.
That's what you signed up for.
I
buddy,
know,
so
but I do
get
find it
used
kind of
to
strange.
It is
like,
a little weird.
Because how do you know you're going to be the same person when you're 18, or in their case even like 25, 30 versus like 70, 80?
I know.
You know? And then you're making lifetime vows before God. Like,
I
it just
know.
feels really heavy, honestly.
It does feel really heavy. It's weird because, like, I think about that sometimes. I'll
Yeah.
literally be like, it's weird that we still like each other.
But we're both also like
20 years
we're
later, we
agents
still
of
like each
change,
other?
chaos, and we understand adaptability. You
I don't
know?
think I've liked anyone this long.
Yeah, I know. Same, dear.
But right now, I feel so cornered that I feel like I have to do it just to get him to back off.
Oh, she's feeling cornered.
Well, it's because of this whole process. It doesn't mean Daniel's showing up really well.
The way
Time
she
and time
talked
again.
about it made it sound like it was a Daniel issue, but I'm seeing what you're seeing. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it's Daniel. It's
She
the
might feel like it's
process.
Daniel too. She might be like, "Oh my god, I'm feeling suffocated."
I think he's trying to be supportive and be like, hey, we can work through this together. We can go through. I mean, I don't know. We'll see on the reunion, I guess.
He's helping with the party favors. Were those candied almonds? What was going on there?
Jordan almonds.
Oh, Jordan almonds. Crunchy and delicious.
The stereotypical wedding almond.
Yeah.
So is this their breakup? This has got to be, right? This is awkward enough.
It's not like the time we spend together is good for us. Quite the opposite. I'm not good for you right now, and you're not good for me right now either.
Oh, they hate each other.
Yeah. He's got a nice sweater though. What do you think? Sweater, leather jacket, it's working.
His style.
He's cooking in that coat.
You can't get mad at his style. Well, you could, but
Yeah, you could.
I'm not.
I feel like he's pulling it off.
I think we still have time, and we can still turn things around with us.
What I'm saying is we don't communicate.
You can see that. I don't feel communicated.
I feel like
With
he
either.
talks more when he's pushed in a corner. Right? When suddenly she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave," and then he's like, "Well, we can work on it." And
He's not talking now either, though. He's
Yeah.
just sitting there.
Well, I'm trying.
How?
oh, V. Oh.
Whoa, that's harsh.
so-
That hit me. I was like, oh no. They're just not particularly compatible, I think. I don't even
I
know
agree.
if I think that it's a him problem or a her problem. I think
I don't
it's
think
just
either of them
like,
are bad. Yeah.
this is not a good match. And he is very, very quiet.
but it's not regular everyday conversation. She needs a lot more.
She does.
She needs something like what we have. We talk constantly. It's very mentally stimulating, lots of communication. You know?
And I like this.
I like it too. I would feel weird around somebody that never spoke.
But this would be too much for him.
Oh, absolutely.
He would be overwhelmed.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Jen's like an us kind of person. We are not like Marcel.
Going another week? This is totally toxic for me.
I think the only thing that I don't like about this is that I feel like she's putting it on him. And it's not really, to me, it's not really like a him versus her thing. It's more of like a, they're not compatible.
I know, but when you're in a relationship, I understand her perspective. When you're in a relationship, she feels suffocated by him or like nothing from him because he's not giving her what she needs. So she's like, it's you. It's not, he's not mean, he's not vindictive, malicious or anything. He's just not right for her.
Yeah.
And she's struggling to see that.
I guess I see what you're saying too, because he's trying to be like, but we can work it out. And she's literally like, but how would we do that?
Yeah.
We cannot do that.
We can't communicate right.
In convincing him that they need to break up, then she has to say, these are the things I don't like about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess, yeah.
And she doesn't like that about him. She doesn't like his communication. That's for her in a relationship a deficit. Doesn't mean it's a deficit on him. You know what I mean?
Oh, that ring.
I heard some people were sort of shit-talking the rings for being small, but apparently that's just the style in Germany.
Oh.
It's not like a budget thing. They're just like small rings are more in, which honestly makes more sense because big rings are, there's more blood in your diamonds then. You know what I mean? Like a smaller diamond, it's cheaper, it's less into the industry. There's a lot of feelings I have about that.
Easier to wear day to day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Also, like for me, I mean, I had a small, we don't wear rings anymore, but when we did, I had a smaller engagement ring. It was what we could afford at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I didn't want something.
You didn't want something
like flashy.
Yeah.
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 I think it's fine if you do, too. If you like the big ornate rings, like, that's cool. It's kind of like when people, I don't do my nails, but, like, when the people have, like, really big,
crazy,
long, like,
weird shit on them.
Yeah, and, like, you have to live your life different with the nails. Do you know what I mean? Like, you gotta pick stuff up different. Like, you got
a big ring. You're living your life around a big ring. Yeah, you live your life
a little different, you know? You live in big ring life.
Yeah, and big ring life.
I couldn't handle big ring life.
Yeah.
I had small ring life, and I used
to wear a lot more rings. And then I was doing so much, like, work around the house and stuff. Like, you should not be doing manual labor with rings on, especially if you're working with machinery. You can like do horrible things to your hands. So I just started out of habit taking them off, putting them back on all the time, but it's just like tedious.
It is tedious.
You know, it is really tedious.
You gotta clean that. That's one more thing in your life you gotta clean.
Or like potentially lose because you're taking it off.
Right. Like, or get stolen like Kim Kardashian
big ring life.
Paris.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's big ring life for you. That's like the biggest ring life, you know?
Bling ring life.
Oh my god. Oh, I feel bad for him.
I do feel bad for him. We just talked about rings that whole time, but sorry, Marcel. Wish you the best, Marcel.
Sorry, I called you a serial killer and a
we
cult member.
We just wondered.
It was just jokes, Marcel. He doesn't seem like he would take a joke very well, actually. So now I feel worse about it, because the longer this went on, the more I was like, oh, he's very serious.
Probably. He's probably like, I've been through a lot in life, and this is my piece.
And he would totally be in his right to
Yeah. We're sorry. We are sorry, Marcel. We are.
We're just both very unserious people.
Yeah. You can roast us. We're idiots.
Yeah, we're absolute idiots. Go for it.
Sure. It's been a really short but incredibly intense time, and for me, in the beginning, I did worry that it was too good to be true.
You know the weird part? I wish she just hadn't been so snaky in the beginning, because I do think they get along well. She seems smitten by him.
Right? I actually think they could have a good relationship if he didn't it over. He ruined their relationship.
I don't know if he ruined it. She might forgive him.
Do you think they're gonna get married?
Maybe. Yes. She said she was deeply in love with him in the beginning of this. I think she will say yes at the altar.
I'm feeling... What have her past relationships been like? If this is marriage material. How's dating out there in Germany? I don't know.
She also is just a very, measured person. Yeah.
She's like, I know what I want. He seems like a pretty swell dude.
Right.
Family owns a restaurant. Like, who knows what else, what other dreams they have. Like, and how he matches into her perspective. But she feels really good about it, it seems. Yeah. I don't know.
I think they're getting married.
You think they're gonna get married?
I do.
I also feel a little like I'd kind of be taking her away from her family. It's a tough spot.
München is not very far from the north, all right, bro? I mean, I know it's a bit of a drive or a train ride, right? But
What about you?
Yeah, it was really, really good for me. I mean, I just really needed the time by myself.
I also look the most like Daniel. So you're like, who would you be on the show? I look the most like Daniel.
That's true. You do. You do. I agree.
I'm Daniel.
Okay. Whatever you need.
I'm latching on to
Wait,
that.
I think they're breaking up.
Really?
Right now, I don't really have a grip on my emotions. It does worry me a little.
Maybe she's just taking a minute. They're not seriously breaking up, are they?
Do you feel like we should keep talking about this, or do you think we should take a break?
Oh, no.
He is great for her. I hope that they still
really
date
awesome.
because he's asking her, like, he's like, what do
Yeah.
you need?
He's not
You
being
know?
like, he's not getting wrapped up in his own emotions, and he's like, what do you need in this situation?
It's really nice, actually.
Aw.
Very supportive.
I think he does really like her.
I think he does,
And
too.
when he's talking to his friends, he's like, she's my kind of woman and stuff, and like all this. He's like really positive about her.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't want to lose her.
I'm just feeling far too stuck in negative emotions rather than positive emotions.
And you should hopefully be having positive feelings before your wedding.
About staying the night in a hotel.
Oh,
This is a
she's
pretty good
staying in a
conversation.
hotel, dude. She's
Oh,
staying in a
no.
freaking hotel.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Hotel, motel. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
What? It's the first thing that came to mind.
She's having a
I'm sorry, my brain is just images and sounds filtering in.
We've hit a rocky patch, and we each need to get some clarity for ourselves over the next few days.
She didn't take her boots.
See, she's coming back. This is just drama for the
Those
show.
have got to be expensive. Those
She's
are
coming back
tall
for those boots.
You know,
Horse boots, those.
horse boots. They're
Well, you
not
need to have
really-
a taller boot, right? When you're riding a horse? Don't they tend to have taller boots?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know about horse boots. I forgot, is Sally and Medina going to be the only real wedding here? What's going on?
Oh, Sally and Medina might do it.
But you saw the way his mom was.
Ready?
Yes, let's go. That's why I'm really looking forward to our date tonight. For us to have special time.
I really like them together.
I actually
They were
think they're
just
pretty
laughing
cute.
and having a really good time, and
Yeah.
like they seem like a really good couple. I think they just had an unfortunate beginning.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think they're pretty damn cute together.
They had
Hugs
an
and
awkward circumstance that neither one of them handled particularly
yeah,
well.
I agree.
My parents are actually pretty relaxed. Okay, no, my parents.
Let's not kid
No,
ourselves.
my parents.
She does the thing that we do too. She says the complete opposite of what the truth is. My parents are pretty relaxed. And it's like, no, just kidding.
Could you see yourself moving to Hamburg?
I think I would be open to moving to Hamburg.
I love his style choices.
Yeah.
They actually both always look really
Right?
good. Yeah.
It might not be for 10 years' time.
Well, you know that I didn't mean in 10 years' time.
Because he flippantly said he'd move to Hamburg while he was in the pods. And he doesn't
yeah.
really mean it.
Is that what he said in the pods?
Well, but I think he thought, I think she was talking about it more as like a pipe dream far
As
in
like
the
a
future kind of
possibility?
thing. And she meant soon.
Like if you're gonna get married, you got to move in together. You
Well,
want to see each other every day. You want to live together. Those are the benefits of marriage for most
now.
people.
Her family lives in Hamburg.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
She wants him to move to Hamburg.
But I don't... Did she just say hamburger?
Him to move to Hamburg. What? I mean, obviously the name bears resemblance, right? I didn't say hamburger. Are you okay? Why is that so funny?
I'm so tired.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she lives there now. I think she wants the two of them as a couple to move there, but I think they both live in a similar place now.
He said that they're close to Hamburg. So she wants to go to Hamburg because of her family, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. Are you laughing about Hamburg?
I'm laughing about thinking that you said hamburger while we were talking about this.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really?
Yes.
Great date.
And I thought this was going to be cute, and instead it's terrible, man.
You know when somebody says great date or something, or like, aren't we having fun?
right.
That's like, that's a jab. That's something that you do because you're not really emotionally prepared to handle the situation. I've done it. I did it recently, I'm sure.
You do it all the time.
Yeah,
What are you
but it's
talking
like,
about?
oh
It's your
great, aren't we
go-to.
having fun
It's your
or something?
go-to.
Or isn't today ruined? You know, like, it's not the mature way to handle things.
I'm going to remind you that
It
next
isn't.
time.
Yeah, great. You know what's? You know what would be a really great way to diffuse a situation? To be like, is that mature? Is that mature? You handling this well? That's what I would love to hear.
It's asking a question.
Oh, is it? I'm just asking questions, me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You realize that it's just not your thing.
No, the thing is that, I mean, I could live in the greatest city in the world.
Can we be real that, like, Ferris wheels aren't that fun?
They're really not.
I suppose they're cool back in the day before skyscrapers existed and you couldn't just, like, walk on top of a building and look out, but now they do, and...
There's good ones.
Are there?
We went to one in Seattle. It was pretty great.
That was cool as at night.
They have ones in Vegas that are, like, parties and you get drunk on them, and then when you get back down, you're, like, trashed.
That's crazy.
Because you pay for, like, the VIP experience.
Oh, so there's, like, a bar up in there?
And it's, like, in, like, a
contained unit.
Yeah, and then you go around, and then you come back trashed.
I feel like I would get, like, sick, because I get a little, like, you know, a little vertigo up there.
She's sure. My parents have also said, yeah, go for it. And for me, it's kind of like I'm the only one who isn't 100% on board yet.
I just don't trust it. What if he catches an eye for somebody? For me, everything indicates he would. Like, I have no trust that he wouldn't, like, wander.
Yeah.
Or wonder.
Yeah.
Because the only reason that they seem to be doing good to me right now is because Hani's not standing right there across the street.
He admitted to her, or not to her, but to us, because he never admits anything to her. He admitted to...
That's great.
He admitted to us that he is feeling stressed.
I know.
And that he is not sure. And he knows she's sure. And the parents are sure.
Yeah.
And everyone else being sure is making him feel real shit about not being sure. Mm. And he can't help that he doesn't feel sure. That's not the part that I'm mad at him about.
I get that.
So...
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Mademoiselle?
He mademoiselle'd her. I madammed you one time.
Yeah, you basically called me old in my own kitchen.
You're 37.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
You're not,
sir.
No, my question is, when do you turn from Moselle to Madame?
When did I lose my Miss privileges with you, sir?
No, I'm curious. It's a question I have.
You came at me. You better be prepared to defend yourself.
For the French speakers out there, when do I Mademoiselle and when do I Madame?
You don't Madame me ever.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be 80 and you're still gonna be Mademoiselling me.
I would like the French to sound off.
You are older than me, technically.
Yeah, by like 3 months.
Yeah, so you better be Mademoiselling me, because to you, I am Mademoiselle.
Maybe that's true. Is that a thing?
I have no idea, dude.
I'm older than you, so I'm always gonna mademoiselle you?
No clue.
I don't know.
I just don't like it. I don't like being madamed. I don't want to be mammed in my own house.
Well, what else do I say?
Mammed or madamed. Okay?
I don't have a French, like... Okay, we need to... They're making up, dude.
Well, you're saying really outlandish things to me.
I think they're making up.
Like evenings alone?
Just more everyday life. I think I need more everyday life right now.
Yeah, I think she's just expressing she needs more space.
She wants to return to normal, to feel that, like, it's a normal... Because they've been hanging out every day. She's feeling a little suffocated.
I do want to stand at the altar with you.
He's being so, like...
He's great.
Understanding and reasonable.
He's great. I have no problems with Disney.
Right?
Does anybody have any problems with Daniel? I don't have any problems with Daniel.
For me, Daniel's one of the least problematic men we've seen in a while.
Like, ever on the show.
Maybe. He's communicating so well.
Across seasons.
Yeah.
You can't give up right away because now things are even better than they were before. We got through it together.
It seems to be really helping her too, because they're having really healthy, like, arguments. I don't know if arguments, difficulties.
Yeah.
And then she's getting through them and being like, whoa, like, if you have a supportive partner, it's
actually easy.
You can get through this stuff.
Yeah. Let's look each other really deep in the eyes. But just in the eyes, okay?
The eyes.
For like 5 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes? Oh my God, I can't make eye contact with anybody for 5 minutes.
Isn't there like a thing with it? At least I read it probably years ago on the internet, and it's probably not real, but like if you stare in somebody's eyes for like 10 minutes straight without blinking, you dissociate or something?
I don't know, dude. Sounds like something you would have read on the internet.
Sounds like something a stoned person would say too, right?
Yeah.
Like you can see into the other like side, you know? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of always wondered, though. I don't need to dissociate any more than I already have in my life.
And I'm a little scared that I might not be ready to take that step in our relationship yet.
They have an even shorter time frame because they didn't go to the honeymoon and they didn't get their private pool.
But
and that's the real relationship tester.
Yeah.
How do you deal with your private pool?
Oh, okay.
Oh, can you do it without a private pool?
Different takeaway.
Sally shows me that Hey, it's okay for me to feel scared sometimes.
Oh, wait, they're not breaking up, are they? They're saying they love each other?
No, I think they're both just afraid for like you have to stand up in an altar and not know if someone's gonna say yes or no to you. I mean, it's kind of awful.
Oh, he's wearing white. Is this the before after Labor Day thing? White pants? Don't care.
Wear white whenever you want.
I agree. Plus, he's wearing the shit out of those linen with the roll-ups.
They look good.
The roll-up ankle? Love that. That's my jam right there.
His style is pretty great.
I had a pair of white linen pants when I was in Florida and people made fun of me.
Heavy stuff.
Because it was the Labor Day thing. I didn't give a shit.
People got after you about
one
Labor
time
Day?
they said it looked like I was going to go clamming. And I was like, I go clamming? I didn't, but I would. But also, you wouldn't clam in white linen pants.
You really wouldn't.
You clam in like a dark wash, obviously.
You clam in clamming stuff.
Tammy and I were supposed to go clamming one time, but...
Who's Tammy?
She was my manager. She was the one that used to be married to like some like Italian mafioso.
Who are these people?
And then she like did like
do I even know you?
I'm
not saying I'm not interested in this, but I do think we're losing the plot a little.
We were supposed to go clamming.
No, okay.
So if she's still out there.
Owes you a clam trip? I don't like you reaching out to some random Tammy for a clam trip, okay?
Okay. She's like 60-something now, probably. And we could all go clamming on the coast. You want to go clamming?
I do want to go clamming.
It's good clams out there.
Oh, it's Hani and Daniel's wedding day?
The donkey always goes first.
I feel like the cliffhanger is going to be their wedding.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into weddings the next day. So we're going to start off with
do a bachelor, bachelorette. You were right. We just got one party. You were right.
I was right. Wait, does that say Braut? Is that bride? That's like brats, you know? Like brat stalls.
Or like brats, you know?
I love a brat. Dude, we haven't talked to people about our brat love.
I don't think they care. Every time I say somebody the people don't care about stuff, people in the comments are like, I don't care.
The brat?
Music to my ears.
Oh, I love that.
They seem like they're having fun. I like that energy.
So you know I like to be treated like a princess.
I do like her personality and her friends. Like seeing who the friends are really like does a lot for me. Her friends seem like goofy, weird, energetic.
Yeah. I like her too. And the more that the show goes on, the more I think that a lot of the initial red flags for me, which were me perceiving her as being flirty with Ilias.
I think she was. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I think maybe, yeah, I don't want to dismiss it entirely. I don't think she initiated all of it, you know? But I also think she is somebody that makes a lot of deep eye contact even when she's talking to her friends. She laughs a lot even when she's talking to her friends. Like
I hear that.
There's
matters.
a lot of the way that she acts that is very consistent with her friends that are women.
If you're treating everyone the same, are you flirting
with? Right, exactly.
Like, is that more of an interpretive issue?
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. And when he has a goal, it doesn't matter what anyone else says.
I just know it's going to be a cliffhanger, so I don't know how much I can care.
I know. Yeah.
Because, like, I have no idea if they're going to get married. I don't think they're necessarily ready, but it doesn't really matter what I think.
Yeah, and I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ever ready. Well, rarely,
but... Who is? And if they get married, I think that they'll be really supportive of each other. Yeah.
I think they could work through the complicated initial marriage shit.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, maybe have a decent relationship.
I'm gonna faint. Oh my god, I can't take it. That is so gorgeous. You look.
They're being so sweet. They're being so sweet.
She's really great. Her friends are great.
I don't really know what to say. I don't know what I will say.
I mean, she looks very bridey.
She does.
Yeah.
I mean, she's gorgeous.
Oh, her friend's doing a fucking like sage smudge thing.
Let her go.
She didn't with all the horse riding and outdoor kind of vibe. I didn't read her as like getting sage smudged.
She might not. Her friend is though.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's very sweet of her.
Yeah.
Just don't light the dress on fire. You know?
Oh, for real. That was good. That was a good method. She held it out.
True.
She's hugged people with sage in her hand before.
Those things are just so flammable.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, we're here. We've got your back.
I like Hani. I
Me
like her
too.
friends. Yeah.
Me too. And I'm happy for her that she found like Daniel. And even if they don't stay together, he was a good person for her to go through this with.
Absolutely. This is a good trial marriage thing, whatever, if it doesn't work out.
I'm ready for the wedding. Yes.
I didn't expect to like Daniel so much. I thought he would have red flags at some point, but I just don't see any.
He's one of the least problematic men we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm struggling, and I'm open if people are like, well, I've got this to say about him. Like, I'd hear it, but like, honestly,
totally.
I'm struggling to think of anything.
Yeah, he's shown up really well.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Well, soon, that is. Nice to already have met you.
Which is
if he
great.
says no, I will be pissed because he's given yes energy from the start, But I don't expect it to happen. He's handling everything he's a charmer, dude. Look at him go up there on the stage, like working the crowd. Somebody get that guy a mic.
I'm thinking, what's the right decision? What will Daniel decide?
I also don't think if he says yes and she says no, I don't think he's going to be angry with her either.
Especially if he's like, are we going to still see each other or something?
Right.
Yeah. And
some people, I think, get really, really, really mad at their partners. And I don't...
You betrayed me.
I don't disagree with that because that's the camp I would be in, but...
And sometimes it's really worthwhile.
Right.
Because sometimes they're awful.
Yeah.
But you just don't think he'd do that. Yeah. All right, so we are watching the next on.
The fact that everything works so well is exactly the thing that scares me.
Will Ilias cap off his villain arc by saying no to Alina at the altar?
Yes.
Is my real question.
I think so. Did they tailor his pants? Is he going to be flashing the entire crowd his dick?
No, they have to tailor the pants.
All right, there you go. Okay, that's the episode. That's episode 8. That last episode coming out tomorrow. What are our thoughts? All right, class, time to share our feelings.
Don't be patronizing.
All right, class.
I think it's the class part that's the patronizing part.
I know. Sorry.
Oh, you got my Virgo mug over here.
Whatever.
People are going to think you're a Virgo.
You got my tea time mug. They're going to think you're tea. I mean, whatever. That was kind of a whatever episode, right? Was there any point in that? There was a little bit. Oh no, Jen and Marcel broke up. Good. It was kind of sad because I felt like there was tension there that didn't need to be there because they just weren't compatible. But Marcel was like, no, we could make it work. But she was like, what the hell are you thinking, dude? Like, we aren't even like talking to each other. Their needs in a relationship are so vastly different.
Yeah.
It sucked to watch, honestly.
As a viewer, I side more with Jen just because I feel the same way. I'm like, Marcel,
I relate more with her.
How could you continue on the show because we don't know who you are and you're not giving us anything?
I know.
And it's a little bit hard as a viewer because, like, I don't actually think that he has done much that is, like,
he hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah. Right? Except be quiet. I mean, he's quiet.
But that's not wrong. It's not wrong for him to show up the way he does.
No. He just seems very introverted.
Yeah.
But on a show like this, it makes it really hard to get to know him. So then throughout, you kind of feel like I don't know who this
guy is. And that's, I think, where the serial killer jokes are coming from is like somebody's acting in a way you don't understand and they're quiet. You're like, oh, are they like contemplating? Are they you know what I mean? Like I
think it comes from the recesses of two very unserious minds.
That is well. Well, that's the combination, But like, there's an impetus. It's that we don't know who he is. So it's easy to make up all these grand
machete
stories.
Too. That's his fault.
The machete.
That's his fault.
The machete.
Okay, he put that on camera.
Well, anyway,
the premarital machete.
We do wish them both well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think they're both fine people.
Yeah, and
we don't know a lot or about either of them technically, so whatever.
No,
hope they both
and yeah, they both need something that the other person wasn't really willing to offer. So or couldn't, or didn't want to, or whatever.
Are we gonna make predictions on the next?
Yeah, let's predict. Oh man, we're notoriously bad at this. So.
All right, we're going for a yes on Daniel and Hani.
Wow.
I'm going for a yes on that. They're the it couple. They're the it couple. The whole season has set it up.
I hope they say yes.
If they don't say yes. Do you think Alina and Ilias are going to say yes?
Uh-huh.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
I think
would be really
being
juicy
pressured by a lot of people to say yes.
Because of how perfect it is and how great she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do think it's a disservice to her that she doesn't understand
the gravity
depth of how confused he is and all of the stuff that's gone on that we've gotten to see because he's talked to producers, he's talked to cameras. And I mean, he even talked to Hani more than he really talked to Alina about the way he was feeling because it's like he was ashamed of it. So then instead of addressing it with her, he hid it. And that worries me a lot. But I do think he's going to say yes.
Maybe Alina knows more than we've seen, and it's just editing too. So
he also could be a person that is like a good person, wants to be a good person, and like did not show up that way in this scenario.
Maybe he's struggling to get out of the fuckboy or single mentality that he had before, and he sees Hani and he's like, "Well, I'd really go for her," and he's just like not thinking about how he's engaged. It's possible he could correct some of that. My biggest problem is his previous cheating history, and then tying into the behaviors we saw in the season.
Yeah.
So
it's also hard when you see him hurting Alina. Like he was, even though she doesn't express it the way I express hurt, she was clearly hurt by the way he was acting. And I don't
she expressed
feel
it in words.
The gravity of that didn't seem to sit in him. Like he doesn't seem to really understand that.
He's not thinking enough about her and her feelings.
Yeah, he's
thinking about, even in all of it, he's thinking about himself. Well, okay, well, me. What about your freaking partner? We actually haven't heard him talk much about her and her feelings the entire time,
and
right?
then even the situation with Hani was very self-centered because he assumed that she had similar feelings.
He's like, we have this thing going on.
And she was
she's like, we don't.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So a lot of problems with that. I also don't want to say he's a horrible person because we don't know him, but he's showing up for shit to the women in this show.
Also, legitimately, I think at this point in the season, I always have to remind myself that we're seeing snippets of people's lives. And if you took the most dramatic snippets of our lives, we would look pretty heinous as well. So, like... Disclaimer that, like, while all we have to go off of is the show, it doesn't mean that, like... This isn't everything. Like,
you have
life goes
hours
on.
and hours and hours of highly edited footage of us that you can go back and determine how you feel about us. Whoa. If you want to go look at our old episodes.
No, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
They can. Well, when you're saying we only have snippets of them,
they only have snippets of us too, though. Because,
hundreds of hours? Well, it's controlled environment.
Yeah,
it's us
and we
watching
put out what we want to put out.
Yeah, no, I get
And
that.
if either one of us says something
that's the joke.
like
highly controlled.
Wildly insensitive, we try and cut it. Sometimes we don't catch it, but...
Yeah. And sometimes we all feel differently about what's wildly insensitive.
That's true.
Medina and Sally. I'm confused.
Don't know.
Because I like getting to know them a little bit better, but we still haven't seen enough. My biggest thing with them is they seem to communicate pretty well. They seem to like each other pretty well. There's a lot of beaming smiles. There's a little bit of difficulty in a few things. My biggest problem is the way his mom showed up, being like, you're not ready. If that's in their heads, they're not getting married.
I actually feel like for them too, just like given that conversation, given kind of both of their like statements about their wants in a relationship, that maybe them dating and then getting married in the future, like if remaining engaged and then getting married in the future would make more sense. Them.
Like an agreed to say no at the altar kind of situation, like talk about it ahead of time.
And they could figure out then where they're going to live, and she could spend some more time with his family, so it's not going to be more comfortable. And
absolutely,
you know, that probably makes more sense.
They got along well when they were eating dinner. It's just like, how you don't know this person, you know?
Yes,
and the mom's like, I don't know you're getting married to my son. Like, it's understandable.
And that is hard. So... I don't know, and even for them, they seem to have a lot of like logistical things to work out that maybe it doesn't make sense to get married before you know that you can solve the problems that you're facing. But I won't be upset if they get married.
I wouldn't either. I'm fine with it. Is that everybody that we have?
Yeah, what is that? 3 couples? There's
3
only
couples
because
Marcel and Jen dropped off, but we have Medina and Sally, so it's 3. I'm assuming Tolga and Hannah are watching Harry Potter for the 3rd time at this point. They're just fucking binging that shit.
I bet you at the reunion we'll find out that they like hung out a few times and then it fizzled. I think that's what it's going to be. Frankly.
As long as he doesn't go back to Sheila, I'm fine.
I don't think Sheila would go back to him.
I know, honestly. But I just like that, like, I can't decide. They didn't like each other. I think that he doesn't actually feel anything for Sheila. Yeah. But maybe I think he's just kind of a confused dude. I don't think he knows what he wants in life, really.
Such a wild statement to make off of him not liking Sheila.
Well, no, but what you're saying with the Hannah thing, like, what is he looking for in marriage? And maybe he just hasn't found it yet, you know?
Which is hard to know until you like find somebody that you click with or whatever. Yeah.
Anyway, love to hear your thoughts, what your predictions are.
Yes.
And there are only a couple hours before the final episode comes out, so comment today.
And we'll see you tomorrow
for
the finale.
See you then.
Thank you, bye. Then I got it knocked, and I started going,
ridiculous.
Oh, that was a tearjerker.
Hey, we're going to go on a cruise this summer. You should come with us.